Hi, everyone. Pastor Scott here. It is time for our devotion for this week for May 28th. Going to zero in on Psalm 101 and kind of look at this from an aspect of alignment. So, I don't know if you've ever driven a car with a bad alignment and kind of is prone to drift off course in one direction. Well, we're prone to drift off course when we're not focused on steering our faith correctly. Often we can use intellectual pursuits to disguise our drifting and think, we're not really drifting away from God in any certain way. It's kind of easier to argue sometimes an opinion than to respond faithfully to God's word. And what happens is when we drift, we might even succeed in convincing ourselves that we're being faithful and we're not drifting. Well, in Psalm 101, the psalmist expresses a real zeal for God, a desire to be aligned with Him. His desire to pursue God with his entire being is one that we need to adopt for ourselves. He follows his repeated I will statements there with promises to sing of God's steadfast love and justice and ponder the ways that are blameless and walk with integrity of heart. He knows the danger of arrogant eyes and arrogant heart, and he determines to avoid people with these traits that can cause him to drift. Instead, he aspires to seek out faithful people who can minister to him, specifically in verse 6. And for us, we need to have that same zeal, that same idea. We need to have humility and zeal to follow God in the same ways. We need to be humble. We need to be honest about our weaknesses. And if we need help, we need to be like the psalmist and seek out people who can minister to us and help us get back in alignment with God's word. If someone calls us out as arrogant and haughty eyes, for example, we need to address that and address where we have drifted. So I encourage you to read Psalm 101 with those eyes and make sure that your alignment with God's word is correct this week so that we are aligned with God and everything that He wants us to be. Okay? So that's our devotion for this week. I pray that you have a great week, and we will see you soon.